Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh, Achad, Shemai, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh, Achad, Shemai, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Allah Yahweh, Yahweh, Achad, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Bahashar Kakodash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Root Well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. I'm a high SpiritwindLevi, and today I want to go into a topic entitled, don't let this kingdom deplete you, man. Don't let this kingdom drain you. Don't let this kingdom defeat you. You go through the hustle and bustle in your life. You go through the hustle and bustle in your life. You got a job, and in this kingdom, man, you might start off in this truth relatively young, in your 20s. But if the Spirit permit, you stay in this kingdom and this truth long enough, you go from your 20s to your 30s, you might have a child, or you might have a woman that has a child, or whatever. All right, you go through different situations in your life, and you go through the stresses of this kingdom, and you have to maintain your position in this truth. All right, you go through your ups and downs and your trials and your day-to-day temptations. You go through managing a family. You go through managing a family. You go through the experiences of women in your life, and maybe a breakup, or a divorce, or whatever it may have you. You go through getting a new job and going through the challenges of getting a new job and dealing with the spirits on the job, and you go through dealing with your own afflictions, and it could be a challenge just maintaining what you have in Babylon, as far as your money and your job, and and then it's natural to want to get out of work and just de-stress. So you might eat, you might drink, but as time progresses, you might notice your clothes fit tighter. You might notice, you might pick up some habits that you did not come into this truth with, or the habits that you have are, you're becoming more dependent on those habits, and those habits might be expensive. All right, you might find yourself, in just different situations. All right, you might find that you might not have the same edge that you had when you came into this truth. You might find that you're not as lean or toned or whatever it may have you that you were when you first came into this truth. Your patience might not be as what it was in this truth, man. Now you're entering into your 30s. Some of us are entering into our 40s, and this kingdom took a toll on us, man. This kingdom has taken a toll on us, man. As it says in the scriptures, fight the good fight of faith. So we're fighting the good fight of faith in the spirit, but we also have to maintain ourselves in the flesh, and that's why I'm doing this lesson. Because we have to make sure that we maintain a relationship with Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, all right, every day. We have to make sure we pray every day. We have to make sure that, we tapped in the spirit to where we're not withering, we're not disconnected from what's going on in the body. And that could be a challenge. Sometimes you get so caught up into your day-to-day that as time progresses, you realize you're not really tapped in like that, And that's how Satan sort of comes in and does his infiltration, his spiritual infiltration, within our minds. All right? Shalom, shalom. And like I said, it's easy to just get off work and pull up through a drive-through. It's easy to just spend money when you should be budgeting, which can cause even more stress. Financial stress is something serious in Babylon for a lot of us, And that's just real talk. I said, you can find yourself struggling with health issues. All right, you can find yourself struggling with financial issues. Find yourself struggling with weight issues, because this kingdom can just it kills that edge, man. Especially when you become an adult and you got like get out, work 8 hours and stuff and go through the stresses of working 8 hours, man, 10 hours, 12 hours, working overtime, turn around having to deal with the children when you get home, man. That can play a toll on your mind, the stresses and the people that you have to deal with on the job and the attitudes and all those things. All right, the hustle and bustle, you just constantly in a state of stress. And something that's not talked about enough in this kingdom, all right, is the effects of stress. That's why it's good for us to work out. Sometimes you might find yourself deviating from working out. You go weeks or maybe even months without working out, but it's good to fight to keep that persistence, because that's one of the things that's physically going to help you stay de-stressed. I mean, of course, we have the word. As it says in the scriptures, comfort one another with this word, man, roughly paraphrasing. All right, but we have to de-stress. It is very important to de-stress. Working out is great, not just for your physique and your physical constitution, all right, but just your mental health, man. It's hard to hell spiritual health if your mental health is not on point. Well, I've realized that it's good to de-stress every day, and it's good to de-stress in a healthy way every day, because that's one of the things that's going to resist you becoming depleted and defeated in Babylon, man. That's one of the things that's going to help us from becoming defeated in this kingdom, man. Like I said, being in Babylon, man, especially getting into your 30s, man. 30s, brothers get into their 30s, brothers get into their 40s, brothers get into their 50s. And you realize that you really have to put some attention behind your management, your self-care. Or when you think of self-care, you might think of a woman, man. You might think of her self-care, but no, we have self-care too. Working out is a part of your self-care. Eating less processed food is part of our self-care. Sometimes you might find yourself indulging in certain things, but you just don't want to make that your norm. Because I know how convenience can play a toll on your decision making when it comes to food. You have culture, cost, comfort, and convenience, and those are 4 things that contribute to a poor diet to the 12 tribes, man. The Hebrew man wasn't supposed to eat processed food like that. The Hebrew man wasn't supposed to consume processed food like that. No man is supposed to consume processed food. But processed food is not for the Hebrew man. Culturally, we ate a lot of fish. We have our lamb. We ate a lot of vegetables. That's something that's not in our culture. That the bulk of our diet is really supposed to be vegetables. I think 70%. It's supposed to be fruits and vegetables. So Jake doesn't think like that. You have to think that there was no Church's chicken in the ancient world. There was no Popeyes in the ancient world. There was no Taco Bell. There was no Skittle form. Skittles and Starburst, which a lot of that has gelatin in it, and gelatin has pork. But Skittles and Starburst, it is the imitation of fruit. So now most children prefer Skittles and Starburst over fruit. Well, if we start this habit of eating fruit earlier in life, all right, then we'll learn that that's our sweet, that's our enjoyments, all right, that comes with a lot of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. It's good for your body, But yeah, this kingdom sucks, man, but this kingdom can really take your edge away, man. It can really take your edge. It can take that vigor away. Like I remember Tupac was like in an interview, how many Jakes over 30 is out here doing push-ups and pull-ups, man? And that has a lot of truth to it, man, because Like this kingdom can take the heart, mind, and soul from an Israelite man after a certain age, man. Especially when you have a family, especially when you have a child, man. Especially if you're a real man, meaning that you get out here and work and you make moves for your family. You know, that can really deplete you, man. It can really take a toll on you, man. You know, because it tells you in Daniel that I think it's Daniel the 7th chapter. He should wear out the saints of the Most High. What do you think it means to wear out the saints of the Most High? All right. It also tells you, I want to say it's in Sirach, something to the effect of be not frantic with thy servants. It's something to the effect, be not frantic with thy servants. And we're the king of Babylon's servants. And to have us working, and we're working overtime, and you know, a lot of us work second shift and third shift, all right, because you're frantic with your servants because you're obsessed with meeting a quota. And we live in a capitalistic society where everything is based off him maximizing his profits, starting from slavery to now. So you work in a warehouse, you work in a plant, all right, you work in a hospital, all right, where there's a high demand for, you know, attentiveness for patients, or a high demand to get the products on the shelf, you know, a high demand to get merchandise from one part of the country to another part through truck driver, whatever it may have you. This man is being frantic with his servants. And the reality is, man, you're human. And humans need rest. Humans need breaks. An article that a brother sent me basically broke down that a man who doesn't take at least 7 days off a year, who does not have at least 7 days vacation, he has a 30-40% increase. He's 30-40% more likely to have a heart attack. A man who doesn't have 7 days a year off, at least 7 days a year, he's 30-40% more likely going to have a heart attack. Ain't that some shit? It has nothing to do with him being healthy in this regard. It's just Jake is overworked, man. Like I said, and nobody really focuses in on how Jake is affected by working all the damn time. Then you factor in a standard American diet. Then you factor in not having a peace of mind when you get home, man. This shit will kill him, man. Then you see it on Jake when Jake turned 30, 40, 50, 60. You know, that's 20, 30 years of being a tool, man. 20, 30 years of having a failed marriage. 20, 30 years of making your body a living sacrifice for your family, man. All right? And it sucks. So we have to work regardless, no matter what your enterprise is, we have to work. But the thing is, don't let work and stress, you know, kill you, man. Don't let it take you, man. First of all, take your hope from the kingdom and take that young man ambition. We want that young man ambition, a young man drive. I remember the elder apostles of Great Millstone will talk about Elder Yaquab. And Elder Yaquab would be 70 years old. He was an older man, right? But they'll also say when he got in the spirit and when he was time for him to teach, he'll become a younger man. So we have to fight every day to keep the relationship with Yahweh Bashmal Shai, to renew ourselves in the spirit. All right, so we could have hope. All right, and not let this kingdom defeat us, man. All right. As it says in the scriptures, though our outward man perish, our inward man is renewed day by day. But you know, like I said, one thing that helps, man, all right, is us exercising, is us making the effort to and eat clean. All right, because one thing I'm learning now that I'm becoming an older man in this truth is that you're gonna inevitably get older as long as you're here. So you have to take care of your health. You know, intermittent fasting is important. You know, eating whole foods is important. Getting adequate sleep is important. Taking breaks or vacation, not taking breaks in this truth, but taking, you know, going out of town or having a day where you are catching up on your rest, that's important. Detoxing, fasting, cleansing, that's important. If you can get a massage or something, that's important. Self-care is important. Because, yeah, we don't want our outward man to perish, literally. All right? So, like I said, as you become older, man, you go from your 30s to the 40s, man. You know, what you're doing in your 30s is going to determine the type of man you're going to be in your 40s. You know, who you are in your 30s, your routine in your 30s is going to determine what type of man you are in your 40s, man. You know, going into your 50s, man, like I said, you know, I got family members, man, that had heart attacks back to back, that, you know, your dad and your uncles and, you know, cancer and all these different things. Cause that's because of the curses. But within the curses is just poor decision making. You know, sometimes poor decision making, it activates the curses. You know, because processed food is addictive as fuck. We're not gonna act like it's not addictive. They engineer it to be addictive. But those heart attacks and those strokes and, you know, the hypertension, it doesn't come from nowhere, man. It is your body finally reacting to a dietary poor decision making. It's your body finally reacting to, you know, you being a human machine for 20, 30, 40 years, along with the poor diet. I think Chris Rock was talking about that. His dad, I don't know if his dad had a heart attack or what, but he was like, you know, between being a workaholic and having a poor diet, man, that should have killed an Israelite, man. You know, being a real man is hard, bro. Being a real man is hard, you know. But you know, it's a challenge, and life is here to challenge you, and we are under the curses. But the thing is to make your situation the best of what you can make it, and that comes with eating healthier. You know, that comes with having some type of health routine, man. So you can't have some type of longevity as long as you're here. You know, it's an error in your logic to have a mindset that I'm gonna just eat trash or not work out because I get new bodies in the kingdom. You know, I'm gonna eat trash or not work out because I'm gonna get new bodies in the kingdom, or I'm gonna go raw in different women because hell, we're not gonna be here long anyway. You know what I mean? Brothers will get money, then you might start going raw in women and, you know, just, you know, making careless mistakes. Now you in Babylon, you know what I mean? Multiple baby mamas that you've accumulated in the truth. You know what I mean? Child support this, child support that. You know, you might have a child or two, but in this kingdom, man, like those things happen. But you don't want to go all willy-nilly, man, because you have this fallacy in your thinking that shit, we'll be out of here in the next 6 months. You know? We'll know when we're in a time of Jacob's trouble. All right? But with that, I do hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone rule well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba Baal, Kum Yashala, Shalom.